Okay, for today's lesson, I came up with a drum set warm-up, and it's on the lines of kind of an advanced type of warm-up because we have a sticking accent pattern with a lot of double strokes to it. And what I try to do on this pattern is have you start with the right hand on the pattern, and then we switch around and end up with the left hand starting. So the feet gets involved too. So it's just a really good warm-up to work on. Okay, so the first thing you got to do is I've got two accent patterns, and they're basically the reverse of each other. One starts with the right hand, and then you start the next one with the left hand. So let me go over the first pattern with you real slow. So basically, there's a lot of double strokes on this, okay? But you got to learn it slow to get those accents right. And then you would work it up and get the double strokes into a bounce. Now you notice the second time I do it, it's a turnaround where you end up with your left hand. So let's go on to the next pattern, starting with the left. And again, this is just a reversal of the first one. Okay, so when I want to combine them, every other one, I do the second one. Like the second ending on the first one is right, left, right, right. So I end up with my left. And the second one on the second pattern is left, right, left, left, right. So let me show you how I can combine both of them. So I do each one 2 times. Okay, so when you get started on the drum set, the first pattern, and I'm going to do it without the feet. The first pattern, I start with the right hand. When I get into the second pattern, I start with the left hand. Okay, so let me go with the first pattern. I'll do it slow. It's there's actually 4 measures in this, 4 bars. 1. Okay, so a couple things. The second time I do it, the second measure, you notice that I have 16th note triplets. And then the last one I do, you notice that's one of the sticking patterns that we learned. So once you do the 4 times, you go back and do it again. And you do the same thing, except the second time you do it, you do that second ending, which is right, left, right, right. Because we're going to go into the next part, we start with the left hand. So, so now I'm going to do 8 measures, and I'm going to end up with my left hand. Okay, so when you add your feet on that, it's real easy to remember because every time the right hand hits a tom, the bass drum, every time the left hand hits a tom, it's going to be the hi-hat. And then in the fourth measure, I'm not going to do any feet. Okay? And that would sound like this. So now let me do the hands on the second pattern, and this one starts with the left hand. Let me go through it slow. 1, okay, so then you would add the feet, and it's going to be the reversal where you start, instead of the bass drum like you did in the last one on one, it's every time the left hits the tom, it's going to start with a hi-hat. So that would sound like this. So you just learn the pattern slow, memorize it, and then there's your drum set warm-up.